Today, I'm gonna be painting my car myself to figure out whether or not a homemade paint job can be just as good as a professional one. I have already sunk countless hours into prepping this car for paint, and if it all goes wrong, I'll have wasted weeks worth of blood, sweat, and tears. My name is Tristan, and this is UNCLAPPED. Now, auto body and paint takes a lifetime to master. I've only done this a couple of times and I can always learn a couple more things. So I have my friend here, Mark, who's done it hundreds of times.
Hi, I'm Mark. I painted the Miata for Donut.
We just gotta bounce back and forth between being in the booth and doing the final touches on the things that need it. We got a lot of work ahead of us, so let's get started. We are here at Merlot's Auto Body Paint Supply Store in Inglewood, California to pick up sealer, base, and clear. These are what we need to make that car look mwah. Now there's a lot of different brands and there sure as hell is a lot of variation in terms of price. So we're gonna figure out what's the best option for us and our budget. This color right here is Porsche Signal Yellow.
Signal Yellow or Porsche.
Oh my God, it's beautiful. We're trying to keep this all under $1,000 for the supplies, which a lot of you guys are probably thinking, what, that's so much money. In this world, it's not. It's actually a pretty modest budget, wouldn't you say? What's up, boss? I met Fred last time when I was picking up paint for the Lexus.
I'm knocking them out the boot when we come to having sex now.
And he was telling me that when he makes love, it's passionate.
You know, you gotta rub that booty. You know, and you gotta kiss them lips.
That's called primer.
Primer, there you
Yeah,
go.
we're in the lab right now cooking up a unique color. Wow, $550. We got the paint matched and mixed up. Soon I'm gonna be driving around a cute little school bus. All right, we're back from the paint store and this is everything that we got. We wanted to stay under $1,000 and we did it at $952. First things first, we got our base coat. We're starting off with a white. We're gonna move on to the Porsche Signal Yellow. The reason we have two different colors of base coat is because the yellow doesn't really offer that great of coverage. Putting this white down is gonna make sure that we get that rich, vibrant color with no spotty bits. We have a nice European high solids clear. This is sort of a middle of the road-ish option. These two paint guns right here are guns that Mark blessed us with. We got our base coat gun and our clear coat gun. The most important thing is the gun needs to be clean and you need to have the proper technique. Now, obviously, as you get more and more expensive guns, they're a lot more user-friendly and they're a bit more predictable, but they're not necessary for getting a glass-like paint job. I paid $72 for this and Mark has told me I can just use glass cleaner. It works just as good. It's just ammonia.
Hopefully. Let me see.
What does it taste like though?
Oh my God. Tastes like ammonia.
Tastes like ammonia.
Tastes like
All right,
ammonia.
we're good. Little bit of glass cleaner. Suddenly my car feels leaner. Yeah, I'm a certified screamer. This is an FRS, not a Beamer. When I pull up in this car in LA, I want girls to say, who is that? What is that? What is his credit score? It's not good. All right, so we're about to go in the booth. Mark's about to lay down the first coat. I'm gonna study exactly what he's doing. Then I'm gonna lay down the second coat and, you know, sort of listen for his advice. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna start with the corners first.
You see that one motion that you did? You gotta be careful with that. It'll run without you really realizing. Try to separate the bumper. If you have these grooves, you have a lot of different angles on this thing. So if you break it up, it'll work in your benefit.
So I was a little heavy-handed in the booth, and as a result, I got a lot more material on that panel than I needed to, and I got runs. This is now dry enough for us to be able to touch it and take some of this glass cleaner, some of 600 grit on a foam pad, and I'm gonna very gently smooth her down. At the end of the day, I want to paint my car. And I know that I don't have all the knowledge in the world when it comes to painting cars, which is why Mark is an absolutely valuable resource, but it wouldn't be any fun if he just did all the painting. So I'm just gonna have to accept that I'm making mistakes and I'm probably gonna keep compounding all those mistakes, but you just gotta try your best, man.
You're real stiff. So if you loosen up, go with it.
Like water.
Go with it, man, make love. That's better.
Better?
That's better.
Good. Thank God the white base coat laid down without any runs. Mark really taught me a lot. Really, I just had to, you know, go with the flow a little bit more. So, with the white down, we got this acetone here. We're gonna clean out the gun so we can be ready for the Porsche Signal Yellow. Brilliant, Tristan. All right. Oh my God. How much money did I just waste? Probably $5. Now the reducer. Reducer, since it's a solvent, is able to reactivate the primer or base or whatever is on the panel that you're spraying that allows that new liquid to latch on. And once it gases off or dries, it leaves you with a good finish. One time I poured paint into a paint gun while holding the trigger.
So honestly, I'm really stressed out painting this car because I'm in the presence of a lot of cameras and a lot of people, and I know for a fact, it's not if I mess up, when I mess up, it's gonna be captured in beautiful 4K and people are gonna roast me.
Good luck.
Thank you. This is scary. So much work goes into getting to this part. Oh. All right, here we go.
But the thing is like I have to get back into that headspace that like I want the whole Unclapped series to be, which is DIY, you're gonna make mistakes and you just gotta learn.
Okay, no runs, no runs, no runs.
Hell yeah, dude, you spraying like a painter.
With the knowledge that Mark taught me about distance and getting a little bit looser with it, guess what? We had no runs with the coat of Signal Yellow, which is wonderful. And now it is time to apply the big grand finale, what makes or breaks a paint job, the clear coat, my friends. We got this European high solids clear. We got the catalyst to activate it. The clear coat, you mix with the catalyst, it starts a chemical reaction to harden it. This is also the same reason that you really gotta wear a respirator when you're dealing with this stuff, because I think it's called isocytokinates.
I don't know, it hardens up your lungs.
A very awful way to die.
Yeah.
This is poison, but God, is it beautiful. How does the first coat go down?
You don't want it dry. That's where you get the orange peel from. That's where you get the crazy orange peel from. It'll be glossy, but it won't be shiny. And it's a weird look.
Orange peel is a word that's pretty commonly thrown around, and it's basically when the texture of the paint looks like an orange peel, like it's filled with divots and waviness and variations. So, just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna watch my boy Mark here lay down the first coat of clear, and I'm gonna study.
As soon as it gets wet, I step away from it. That's why I'm looking at the light. I'm looking at the light because I want to see the reflection of the light. If my reflection is real nice, then I know, okay, step away. Because if I keep going, it's gonna get shinier. But what's gonna happen?
It's gonna run. All right, here we go.
There you go, just like that. And then hit that up to right here. There you go. There you go, dog, you're a collision painter.
Woo! I'm a collision painter, I'm a collision painter.
If you can make a first coat look that good, the second coat is easy. You'll see on that second coat how it just melts into that first coat, but it's still crucial. See how it just melts on there?
Ooh! Yeah.
That's right, dude. What's up, dude? You want a job?
Because we put so much work into this, all the sanding and priming and more sanding and more priming and more sanding. Even like an hour ago, my heart was like pounding out of my chest because I was like, don't f up, don't f up. You just lock in. And I locked in, boy. I locked in! How many runs did I have?
None.
None! Ah! Oh,
yeah.
That's the end of today. See you tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. It is day 2, and I want you to take a look at the work. I'm really happy with how it turned out. There's a few imperfections. There's a sag in the base coat, a sag in the base coat, and then that's a body imperfection right there. Honestly, I'm probably gonna redo just this section. A cut and buff is always necessary if you want a super uniform flat shine. So far, the biggest thing that I can say when you're taking on a project like this is you're probably gonna get pretty damn overwhelmed. But just seeing those 2 bumpers right there with the clear on, just painted, I don't know, like it enriches me, it's energizing me. And also the sunlight is awesome. I feel like I'm photosynthesizing right now. A little bit more filler work on the doors, man. I thought I got them straight. Marky Mark was like, low spot, and I was like, oh, damn. Damn, it needs that much? There's no way.
That's not a lot.
That's a lot, bro. That's a fat serving a mint soft serve right there. This is called a skim coat. Most of it, like 90% of it, is sanded off the car. This just allows you to smother it all on in one pass and not worry about pinpointing different areas that end up kind of forming waves. Marky Mark just told me that if we're spreading a lot of filler, at the end of the day, we should take a cold shower. Why is that?
It's a weird, like, I don't know, I call it like solvent sick, but it's like you feel like you have a cold, like a really, really bad cold, but it's all the dust. When it seeps into your skin and all that, if you take like a really hot shower, all this stuff seeps into your pores and you're just really itchy, man. So if I spread a lot of Bondo, I'll take a cold shower and I'll just wash all that stuff off and then heat it up after.
Oh my God, dude. What? Dude, I love it.
Isn't it a nice color?
That is a great color. Is this gonna be finished this week?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Better than Plasti Dip?
Yeah, a little better.
Yeah, dude. Oh, let's see what Steph thinks. Steph is here.
What? You did this? Mark did this.
No, I was in there
You
spraying.
did this?
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Everything is beautiful. Everything is right. It's time to clean these off, get them in the booth. That ain't going anywhere.
That ain't going
That
nowhere.
ain't going anywhere. And put down our first base coat of white. All right, so the first coat of the white base is down. It went down with a little bit of spotty coverage, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of time before I get back in there and lay down a second, because I'd hate to sort of fix those little areas and have it run. Quick little pro tip. Don't worry too much about getting exact full coverage on your first coat. You wanna get that material down on the panel so that the second coat will have a better time adhering to it once it kind of dries a little bit more.
I feel a lot more confident today than yesterday. I'm feeling good.
Second coat of the white base is down. It's looking good. We got the coverage we need. Now I'm gonna clean this gun out and load it up with that Porsche Signal Yellow and get the blasting.
While Tristan is in the booth spraying some paint, me and Mark are gonna tackle the fenders and make sure there's no imperfections and stuff.
If I actually was employed at a body shop and I routinely spilled this much, I would have my ass kicked.
I can give you the full body shop experience.
No, I don't want the full body shop experience, dog. Oh no, not again.
Hey, Micro Machine.
I'm sorry. For real, I didn't mean to spill it.
How do you expect to pay this back exactly?
I'll figure it out, I promise. I cannot lose this job.
I think I get some ideas.
Time to lay down the first coat of that Signal Yellow.
On the side skirts, let's get to it. What is that? Oh, it's the can, the can. It's okay. It's okay. We'll wait for that to tack up a little bit, and then we'll wet sand it out, and we'll be okay. Oh my God! Quick tip. Mark just told me in incidences where it has a little droplet like that, you just blast it with a little bit of air to flatten it out so you have less work when you're wet sanding. You're smart, man.
I paint cars for a living. If I was smart, I'd pay somebody.
I'm going very, very slow, almost letting gravity do the work. The big thing that we want to make sure we don't do is tear through the layers of paint, because this is still very soft. It's hardened up enough, but if I start feeling any resistance, it might start pulling those layers and it'll tear. Yeah, you really gotta wait for it to dry then. Smooth, smooth, smooth.
For these little nooks and crannies and stuff, we're gonna go ahead and use Scotch-Brite to abrade the surface as well as remove that guide coat and get it ready for paint.
All right, goodbye, you son of a Let's punish this guy over here. Be gone. Woo! Time to get the annoying bits. Okay. I need to do some yoga, man. I'm stiff as a board, bro. You can barely see it. Barely. The last coat of base went down beautifully. I managed to wet sand out all that funny business and drops I got on the panel, so we're Gucci there. So now we're gonna let this set up for a little bit while I mix up the clear coat.
There's gonna be somebody in the comments that's gonna say, "Hey man, I'm gonna say, go to the hospital, you're having a stroke."
Woo, that looks good. You see that? Woo, hoo, 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 hoo. Man, this carbon fiber against this yellow is gonna look so tough. It's gonna look tight, 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 tight.
I don't know how that happened, but that wasn't masked off. So I'm just gonna hit that with some sandpaper and knock that down.
Acetone. Acetone.
Huh? Acetone?
Get a little bit of acetone on a rag.
And that'll smear right off?
Yeah, so you can carefully take it off, yeah. Get that Scotch-Brite and just scuff that edge just a little bit because that acetone will leave like a little bit of a haze.
Oh, because it's melting it.
Yeah, so you'll have like an orange tint on that little corner.
Oh.
But now you won't. How'd it go?
Okay.
Okay.
It's all fixable stuff though. There's one run, the part that faces the ground, there's some runs, there's a good bit, because it's just vertical. I'm not freaking out about it.
There you are.
Yeah, I am.
There you are. I can see it.
Yeah, we can see it in your little Animal Crossing face. What did I tell you, Mark? That motherfucker is not real.
Hello, everybody. It is day 3, the final day of all of our paint work. Today we're doing the chassis and the doors. We gotta clean up all the little duty-wooties. It's like 80% there, but we just need to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. Something looming over me is the fact that all the trim and weather stripping that is faded and cracked, that all needs to be replaced or restored or repainted, because against that fresh new paint job, it's gonna look just so whack. As you guys can see, I have given myself some white wall tires. Luckily though, we're rebuilding these wheels and putting some jumbo Willy Bob fat tires on the back, so I'm not too worried about it.
What's going on with this gas cap here? Here, how about the guy who hasn't contributed to this at all? Come
Yeah,
through and
hey, you know that? You should do that.
miss the spot, dude.
If he doesn't approve, I don't get dinner. Did you guys know I live with Nolan?
Tristan's very good. He's been really a great house boy. He does my laundry, does my dishes, and in return, I let him sand these cars.
So the car and the whole surface needs to be perfectly clean before you put any paint or clear on it. It's covered in dust. This thing has a bajillion nooks and crannies for dust and trash to hide that could end up in our final finish. So we're gonna start off by blowing the whole car off with some compressed air. Then we're gonna give it a really thorough wash with some dish soap, lay it out in the sun, let it dry, and then we're ready. Pro tip, a clean booth is a happy place to work and spray, but there are a few dangers that get in the way. First thing, if you try to sweep this thing right before you spray, dust is gonna kick all up in the air and stick to the surface, and then after, when that clears there, all that trash is gonna fall back down. So really the best thing to do is just leave it as it is, but wet it down with some water, so that way everything sticks and settles and stays in place instead of getting kicked up in the air. And remember y'all, this booth really needs to stay up all night, because if it deflates, if the power shuts off, if the circuit breaker goes for whatever reason, and this tent collapses on that car, we are so f***ed. It's gonna be so bad and I will actually cry. So, Pepper has graciously volunteered to stay through the whole weekend to make sure the tent doesn't collapse.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to spend my weekend at the office and sit right next to the breaker. Wait, how am I gonna know if the breaker pops up?
You have to sit next to the breaker the whole time. It's time to go Mascaroni Tony on this homie. We have a banquet of wrapping paper, plastics, tape, more tape, and a lot more tape. That's why I'm so bad at taping. My hands are perpetually wet.
Because you're nervous?
No, I have this thing called hyperhidrosis, where my hands are always pouring sweat. Man, I want to be on that scooter right now. This is the big moment. The car is about to go into the white base coat. Remember, the white first for coverage and then the yellow after. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit anxious because there's a lot of vertical surfaces. And all the vertical surfaces, like in the side skirts, I got runs. All right, wish me luck, guys. I'm filling this thing up to the top.
Let's do it!
gotta get in there. I gotta get in there. Tristan! There's some weird fisheye shit going on.
Is it like a chemical reaction?
There's some oil somewhere, but it's hard to tell what it is.
Bummer.
Tristan, would you mind if I showed you on that side?
I really screwed the pooch. Really? I think my biggest thing was I was so concerned about coverage when I really just should have thought about getting down a light first coat. Look at him. He's basically just dancing around that panel. Whereas with me, you see how I'm spraying. I'm thinking too much.
Tristan is freaking the f out right now.
You know what it is? Huh? Wear gloves.
Let me out.
What's going on in there?
You know how I'm like a really sweaty guy?
Yes.
You can see where my hands were.
Oh, okay.
Those are called fish eyes, and that means that the surface was contaminated. In the heat of the moment, we were thinking it was my nasty, sweaty hands because I have hyperhidrosis, but really, that wouldn't make any sense. I wasn't just smearing all over there. I really do think that the glass cleaner we were using, because it was ammonia-free.
Oh my God.
Tastes like ammonia.
Not enough stuff had evaporated off, and we just got fish eyes.
Don't beat yourself up, man.
All right, let's fix it.
Glad to see our quarterback with his spirits uplifted and ready to go back in. And who knows, man, we might win the game.
Only care about that section. For that moment, care about that section. And then move on, move on. Don't stay there and don't fixate on something that you see. If you start seeing a run, don't think like, oh, I'm just gonna run the whole damn car. Screw all that. It's gonna happen to you. You got this.
Second coat went down a lot better.
We persevere, we keep going. You have to have this car painted tonight. There's no other option. I just had to calm the down and lock in.
That run that we got over on the quarter panel, what Mark did is he took a razor blade and just gently scraped off the big chunk of the run. The fact that that's the only one makes me feel good. It's time to mix up the last batch of base coat, the yellow one for this guy.
Here we go.
The color just touched down and it looks incredible.
Oh, now he's there, man. Now he's all comfortable.
I just needed to calm down. I was way in my head. I was overthinking everything.
I'm really happy with how it turned out. I got 0 runs in it. The coverage is excellent. The entire car, front to back, is ready for that clear coat. Let's get mixing.
Shall we dance?
Oh my God.
Doesn't it look like a piece of candy?
I can't believe you did that. You really popped your with this one.
Ta-da! Take a gander. I have a single color yellow shiny car. But after weeks of prep work and a lot of stress in the paint booth, is it worth it? Is this comparable to a $10,000 to $25,000 paint job? And my answer to that is no. Unfortunately, it is not yet, because I think we can redeem ourselves. The coverage is fantastic. There's not too much dry spray really anywhere. The biggest problem I have is runs. We can cut those down, we can wet sand them, and get ourselves a Buongiorno paint job. Biggest problem that I see though is with those fish eyes that happened on the fender. I might have to strip those down and respray those, but we'll see. I really want to shout out everybody that we've met working on this video, like Mark and the people over at Merlot's. Even though it's not perfect, I learned a ton, and the next car I do is going to be even better. Did I save money doing this by buying all the materials myself, buying the $400 Amazon paint booth and some throwaway paint guns? Yes! Did I learn thousands of dollars of knowledge? Yeah, 100%. The best way to make your at-home paint job look like a professional did it is with a thing called the cut and buff. I brought it up a couple times. It's just wet sanding and polishing. We're gonna be doing that to the entire car. We're gonna be getting rid of the runs. We're gonna be putting on a carbon roof, headlights, taillights, all sorts of neat stuff in the next episode. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all.
Goodbye.